Welcome back to the coin world. Old coin review and value, the ultimate destination for rare coin discoveries, numismatic treasures, and the hidden value in your pocket change. If you ever come across this coin, it might just turn the tables for you. A 1990 Liberty half-dollar can be far more valuable than most people realize. Stick around until the end of the video because I'll reveal its hidden price, potential, and how you can sell it smartly to get the best return. At the end of the video, comment the price of your coin in the comment box and I will personally tell you its real value and the complete selling procedure. The 1990 Liberty half-dollar, more commonly known as the Kennedy half-dollar, is a fascinating coin that connects modern American history with numismatic intrigue. Introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination, the design remained a beloved part of U.S. coinage for decades. By 1990, the half-dollar had transitioned into a primarily collector-focused coin, making each year's production interesting for different reasons. On the obverse, the coin features the familiar left-facing bust of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. It's accompanied by the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," along with the year 1990 placed at the bottom. The reverse showcases the presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparo, with a heraldic eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows, surrounded by 50 stars. This design represents strength, unity, and American identity, making the coin visually powerful and symbolically rich. The minting of the 1990 half-dollar was carried out at two major facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Each mint's output has its own value factors, with mint marks playing a key role in determining rarity. Proof coins were also struck at the San Francisco Mint for collectors. These proof coins often carry higher value due to their sharp strikes and mirror-like surfaces. What makes the 1990 half-dollar especially interesting is its position in a period when half-dollars were no longer widely circulating. By this time, banks and businesses rarely used them in daily transactions, so most coins went directly into storage, rolls, or collector sets. This means that many examples exist in high grade, but certain errors, varieties, and proof strikes can make specific pieces stand out dramatically in value. Collectors often look for pristine, mint-state coins with no wear and strong luster. Coins graded MS-66 or higher are significantly harder to find than lower-grade examples, and their value reflects that rarity. Some coins from 1990 show die cracks, doubled dies, or slight off-center strikes, all of which can make them more valuable to era collectors. It just changed the way you see the money in your pocket. Imagine this for a moment. You pick up a penny that looks old, worn, and ordinary. It's dated 1952, and without a second thought, you might toss it aside as just 1 cent. But what if I told you that this very coin, the 1952 Liberty wheat penny, could turn the tables for you? That's right. Behind its humble face value lies a long history, fascinating details, and a potential market worth that could surprise you. Stick with me until the end of this video, because that's where I'll reveal how much this coin is worth according to eBay, online platforms, and auctions. And I'll also tell you how you can sell it if you're lucky enough to own one. The 1952 Liberty wheat penny belongs to one of the most iconic coin series in American history. The wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. For the first time in U.S. coinage history, the face of a real person, Lincoln himself, was placed on a circulating coin. It was a bold move and instantly captured the hearts of Americans. The wheat ears on the reverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, symbolized prosperity and growth, and together with Lincoln's portrait, the coin became both a tribute and a national statement. The time 1952 rolled around, the wheat penny had already been in circulation for over 4 decades. America was in the midst of post-World War prosperity, but also in the early stages of the Cold War. Every day, life was shifting, industries were booming, and coins like the 1952 wheat penny were circulating in the hands of families across the nation. The coin was struck in bronze consisting of 95% copper and small amounts of tin and zinc. This rich copper composition is one of the reasons collectors love these coins so much. Over time, the copper develops a natural patina, and in some cases mint-state coins shine with an incredible red luster that collectors are always chasing. The Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint all produced the 1952 wheat penny. The ones from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while Denver coins are marked with a D, and San Francisco coins with an S. Each mint had large outputs, but the condition of surviving coins makes all the difference today. At first glance you might think the 1952 penny is common, but scarcity comes into play. When you look for higher grades, circulated examples are everywhere, but coins in pristine uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher, are far less common. These are the coins that truly stand out in the marketplace. Another fascinating point is that the 1952 wheat penny falls within the later years of the series, just 7 years before the reverse design would change to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. This makes the coin part of the final chapter of the beloved wheat design, which adds historical weight for collectors. This coin in your collection, it might turn the tables for you. Stick around until the end of the video to find out its true value and how you can sell it for a surprising amount. Today, we are diving deep into the history, details, and hidden worth of the 1970 Liberty 5-cent coin, a piece that carries more significance than most people realize. The 1970 Liberty 5-cent coin, commonly known as the Jefferson nickel, belongs to a long-standing series that began in 1938. By 1970, the Jefferson nickel had already been circulating for more than 3 decades, symbolizing both stability and continuity in American coinage. It was minted during a transformative time in American history, when the country was experiencing cultural shifts, technological advancements, and changes in the economy. Every coin minted during this period reflects not just monetary value but also historical backdrop that shaped modern America. On the obverse side, the coin features the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The words "In God We Trust" appear prominently to the left of his portrait, while Liberty and the date 1970 sit to the right. This design, created by Felix Schlag, had become a familiar sight to Americans by that time, embodying national pride and reverence for one of the country's founding fathers. The reverse side of the 1970 5-cent coin displays Jefferson's famous Virginia estate, Monticello. The intricate architectural design of the building is framed by the words "E pluribus unum" above and "United States of America" and 5 cents below. This reverse design is one of the most elegant and enduring in American numismatics, admired for its balance, clarity, and timeless appeal. Every small line and detail in Monticello's depiction carries artistic significance, and sharper strikes are particularly appreciated by collectors. The 1970 Jefferson nickel was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, Denver coins have a D mint mark, and San Francisco coins carry an S. The San Francisco Mint produce proof coins for collectors, while Philadelphia and Denver produce circulation strikes. Each mint has its own level of rarity, and proof coins from San Francisco often stand out for their mirror-like surfaces and sharp details, making them especially desirable to collectors today. One of the reasons this coin attracts attention is the possibility of rare varieties and minting errors. 1970 was a year when the U.S. Mint was updating its equipment and processes, which sometimes resulted in minor anomalies. These errors include double dies, off-center strikes, clipped blankets, and repunched mint marks. Any of these errors can dramatically increase the value of the coin depending on the type and severity of the mistake. Even a seemingly small difference like a doubled inscription or a slightly shifted. The 1970 5-cent coin also sits at an interesting point in the history of U.S. coinage. The mint was producing billions of coins each year to meet increasing demand, but at the same time, many of these coins were not carefully preserved by the public. This makes finding high-quality, uncirculated pieces from this year a rewarding challenge for collectors. Many nickels from this period were used heavily in everyday transactions, which is why pristine examples stand out so much today. Another layer of interest comes from the role the Jefferson nickel played in daily American life during the 1970s. From vending machines to telephone booths, nickels were a staple of everyday transactions. A coin from this year could have passed through countless hands, witnessed major historical events, and traveled across the nation, making it not just a piece of metal, but a silent witness to history. Collectors often look for strong strikes with clear details in Monticello's columns and steps, as these features can fade quickly with wear. Full steps on the Monticello design are especially prized among numismatists. A 1970 nickel with full steps in excellent condition is much rarer than one might think and can command premium prices from serious collectors. market demand for Jefferson nickels has been steadily increasing, especially for rare varieties and high-grade examples. Auction houses, online coin platforms, and numismatic forums have seen strong interest in these coins, as more collectors seek to complete their Jefferson nickel series or invest in coins with historical significance. For anyone holding a 1975-cent coin, it's crucial to examine it carefully, look at the strike quality, check for mint marks, and inspect for any unusual features or errors. Even a small detail can mean the difference between a common coin and one worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you happen to find a proof version from the San Francisco Mint in perfect condition, you might be sitting on a hidden gem. These proof coins were struck multiple times with polished dies to bring out stunning detail and brilliance, making them highly collectible today. When it comes to selling, authenticity and proper evaluation are key. Reputable grading services like PCGS and NGC can provide a professional assessment of the coin's grade and condition, which greatly increases buyer confidence and ensures you get a fair price. Coins that are graded and encapsulated often sell for more than raw and graded examples. There are several selling options, including coin shows, reputable dealers, online auction platforms, and numismatic marketplaces. Each has its advantages, but choosing a trusted platform with knowledgeable buyers is essential to get the best value. Before selling, it's wise to research current market trends and auction results to understand the going rate for similar coins. This will give you a realistic idea of what your 1970 Liberty 5-cent coin might fetch. World. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating history of the Liberty 5-cent coin from the year 1953, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and historians alike. Behind this simple piece of metal lies a rich story of America's post-war economy, cultural transformation, and numismatic evolution. By the end of this detailed journey, you'll understand why the 1953 Liberty 5-cent holds such an important place in coin history. The year 1953 was a remarkable period for the United States. The nation was moving confidently into a new era after the turbulence of World War II and the Korean War. Industry was booming, families were growing, and consumerism was on the rise. Amidst all of this, the United States Mint continued its steady production of the Jefferson nickel, which had replaced the Liberty head design in 1938. Although the coin is popularly referred to as a Liberty 5-cent, its design features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, symbolizing the ideals of liberty, democracy, and leadership. The Jefferson nickel design was created by German-born sculptor Felix Schlag, who won the competition to design the coin in 1938. His winning design depicted a left-facing Jefferson modeled with precision and elegance alongside the word liberty and the motto, "In God We Trust." On the reverse, Schlag illustrated Jefferson's Monticello, his iconic Virginia estate. This design became a staple of American coinage and was used continuously for decades with minor modifications. By 1953, the Mint's operations had become highly efficient, producing millions of nickels annually. The Philadelphia and Denver mints were primarily responsible for striking the 1953 coins. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint used the small letter D on the reverse to indicate its production. No nickels were minted in San Francisco that year, making the Philadelphia and Denver issues the primary varieties. The 1953 Jefferson nickel was composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, the standard metallic composition since 1866, except for the wartime years when silver replaced nickel to save the metal for military use. This composition gave the coin its distinct silvery appearance and durability. In the early 1950s, coin collecting was gaining momentum across America. Post-war prosperity allowed many individuals to take up hobbies, and numismatics became a favorite pastime. Collectors began searching their change for older or rare coins, often keeping nickels in particular because of their distinctive design and the potential to find earlier dates in circulation. The Philadelphia Mint struck more than 46 million nickels in 1953, while the Denver Mint produced over 59 million. These large mintages make the coin relatively common in circulated condition today, but high-grade examples with sharp strikes and full steps on Monticello are much scarcer. Full step details. The 1953 nickel fits neatly into this broader series, offering both accessible and challenging opportunities for collectors at all levels. One of the most interesting aspects of this coin's history is how it reflects American life. Coins are often overlooked as simple objects, but they are silent witnesses to history. The 1953 nickel circulated through the pockets of workers, students, veterans, and homemakers during a transformative decade in American history. Economically, the 1950s saw the rise of suburban living, the growth of car culture, and the expansion of consumer goods. The nickel played a role in daily transactions as vending machines, jukeboxes, and parking meters all accepted nickels. Holding a 1953 Liberty 5-cent coin is like holding a piece of mid-century American life in your hand. The Jefferson design itself underwent small modifications over time, but the core concept remained the same until the early 2000s, when the Westward Journey series temporarily replaced it. This long continuity makes 1953 coins part of a larger beloved tradition of American coinage. Collectors who find a 1953 nickel today often examine its surfaces closely. Coins with minimal wear, original luster, and sharp details can be worth significantly more than face value. In high mint state grades, especially with full steps, these coins can command notable premiums at auction. Grading services such as PCGs and NGC have certified thousands of 1953 nickels, and top population examples remain in demand among registry set collectors. Registry sets are competitive collections in which participants aim to assemble the finest possible examples of each coin in a series, and the 1953 nickel plays a role in that pursuit. Beyond its numismatic value, the coin carries cultural weight. Jefferson's image on the nickel reinforces his status as one of the most influential founding fathers, the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and a symbol of intellectual leadership. The production techniques of the time were evolving, with the mint improving its machinery and die technology. However, compared to modern coins, the 1953 nickel retains a distinct handcrafted character that many collectors find appealing. Each coin tells a slightly different story through its strike, luster, and wear patterns. Over the decades, countless 1953 nickels have been lost, damaged, or melted. The surviving examples that remain in excellent condition are now historical artifacts representing a bygone era. Collectors treasure these coins, not just for their monetary worth, but for the tangible connection they provide to history. If you have this coin in your collection, it might turn the tables for you. Stick around until the end of the video to discover its potential value and how you can sell it for an impressive amount. Today we're diving into the fascinating history and hidden worth of the 1929 Liberty Wheat Penny, a coin that carries nearly a century of American history and could surprise even seasoned collectors with its value. The 1929 Liberty Wheat Penny was minted during one of the most transformative periods in American history. This was the year when the Roaring Twenties came to a sudden halt, and the Great Depression began. Every coin from that year is a silent witness to the economic turbulence that followed. The Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for 2 decades by this time, and it had become one of the most iconic pieces of American currency, symbolizing resilience, unity, and progress. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin proudly features the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His image was chosen to commemorate his centennial birthday in 1909, and by 1929, this design had become deeply ingrained in the American identity. Above Lincoln's portrait is the familiar inscription, "In God We Trust," a motto that reflects the nation's enduring faith even in hard times. To the left is the word liberty, a powerful reminder of the core value the country was built upon, and to the right is the date 1929, marking its historical origin. On the reverse, 2 wheat stalks curve gracefully along the edges, framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. These wheat ears symbolize agricultural prosperity and the backbone of the nation's economy during that era. Above them sits the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. It's a declaration of unity, a theme that held special significance during the difficult years that followed. 1929. The 1929 wheat penny was struck at 2 primary mints, Philadelphia and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins do not carry a mint mark, while those struck in San Francisco bear the S mint mark beneath the date. Philadelphia produced the majority of the 1929 pennies, but San Francisco coins are generally considered scarcer and more desirable to collectors, especially in well-preserved condition. 1. Fascinating aspect of 1929. Pennies is the transitional period they represent in American coinage history. Production techniques were improving, but quality control varied from mint to mint. This means that some coins exhibit sharp details and well-defined features, while others may show softer strikes. Collectors pay close attention to these small differences, as they can significantly influence a coin's value. The year 1929 also stands out for its connection to the Wall Street crash. As markets plummeted, millions lost their savings, and every cent mattered more than ever before. Coins like this penny were used daily by ordinary Americans. From each year are needed to complete a collection, and 1929 plays a crucial role in bridging the pre- and post-Depression era designs. This penny also carries a deep sense of nostalgia. For many collectors, owning a 1929 coin means holding a piece of history from a time when America was changing rapidly. It connects generations and preserves stories of resilience and adaptation. Grading services like PCGS and NGC play a major role in establishing value. A 1929 penny graded MS 65 or higher can fetch impressive amounts depending on demand and rarity. Coins with original red surfaces are particularly coveted, as they show minimal oxidation and retain their early brilliance. In recent years, the market for vintage Lincoln cents has grown, fueled by both collectors and investors seeking tangible assets with historical significance. Auction records have shown certain well-preserved 1929 pennies reaching prices that would surprise anyone who once thought of them as mere pocket change. When selling such a coin, authenticity is key. It's essential to have it evaluated by a trusted grading service or reputable dealer to ensure buyers have confidence in what they're purchasing. Genuine examples in top condition can attract serious buyers both locally and internationally. You can explore selling options through coin shows, trusted numismatic dealers, or online auction platforms that cater to coin collectors. Social media groups and dedicated coin forums have also become powerful marketplaces where rare coins like the 1929 wheat penny can find eager buyers. Before you rush to sell, it's wise to research current market trends, check recent auction results, and consult price guides to have a clear idea of what similar coins are selling for. This ensures you don't undersell a potentially valuable piece. For those who discover this coin unexpectedly in old jars, inherited collections, or estate sales, it can be a pleasant surprise. Many people underestimate the value of what seems like a simple penny until they take a closer look. The 1929 Liberty wheat penny stands as a bridge between eras. It witnessed the optimism of the 1920s and the struggles of the 1930s, carrying with it the weight of countless untold stories. Its survival through nearly a century adds to its mystique and value. For long-term collectors, holding onto high-quality 1929 coins can be a smart investment. As supply diminishes and demand grows, prices for rare, well-preserved examples can rise steadily over time. Even for beginner collectors, acquiring a 1929 penny is a great starting point. It's a coin with a story, affordable entry options, and significant historical context that enriches any collection. If you own one of these coins, you might be sitting on a hidden treasure without even realizing it. Stick around, examine it carefully, and you might discover you have something special in your possession.